This is the Adidas Terrex Agravic Speed Ultra 2. It's a shoe I bought because I did something that really doesn't make much sense. I'm a road runner, but I signed up for a trail race. And I wanted a shoe that could handle the trails without feeling completely unfamiliar to someone who normally trains with carbon-plated road running shoes. Hey, I'm Jim and you're watching Race Day, where I share my take on the gear I'm using as a 50-something runner who's still pushing for personal bests. Now, running shoes don't magically make you faster, well, most don't, but the right shoes will let you train harder, recover better and stack more good running days. And when you're stepping into a new kind of running, the right shoe can stop you from making things harder than it needs to be. And that's what I was looking for in the Agravic Speed Ultra 2. It's January 2026 and I'm in a block of training where I'm steadily building my fitness, but now I've got a trail race in my calendar and I needed something that could do two jobs: handle trail terrain but still feel fast enough that I'd actually enjoy running in it. And because I'm a big fan of the Adidas Pro 4, this was the shoe that I went with. So let's get into it. Visually, the Agravic Speed Ultra looks like a serious trail racing shoe. High stack, wide platform, deep sidewalls, everything about the design suggests that this is going to feel extreme. The first thing that I noticed was that it didn't feel as unfamiliar as I expected. I felt that Adidas has taken what I love about their race shoes, that sense of efficiency, that sense of moving forward, and translated it into something that I could use on the trails. And that connection goes deeper than this just being the same brand. It uses the same Lightstrike Pro foam in the midsole, and it doesn't have a rigid carbon plate. Both use a rod-based propulsion system. In the Agravic Speed Ultra, its energy rods are embedded in the midsole to add structure and forward motion while still allowing flexibility on uneven ground. So someone who spends most of their time in road racing shoes, this has a familiar kind of energy underfoot. It's not the same shoe, but it's the same idea adapted, and that makes it feel less like stepping into the unknown and more like stepping sideways into something new. Before I ran it, I expected two things. Firstly, I expected to feel unstable because of the stack being high and because trail surfaces are unpredictable. And secondly, I expected it to feel slow at an easy pace because trail shoes usually prioritise grip and protection over efficiency. But what I actually got was different. It felt more controlled than I expected and far more efficient. And that's when I realised what this shoe really is. It's not a trail shoe that's pretending to be a road shoe. It's a race shoe that just happens to be built for the trails. If you're a road runner buying your first trail shoe, here's what changes. On the road, the surface is predictable, while on the trails, the surface is constantly changing. It's uneven, it's loose, it's sometimes wet, sometimes frozen. So what matters is more than just cushioning. It's grip, it's stability, it's how confident you feel when you're tired. Because trail running isn't just running slower on dirt, it's a different skill. And that's why a shoe like this makes sense for someone like me. It keeps the road racing feeling, the efficiency, the forward motion, but it adds in the things you need when the ground is not consistent. If you're coming from road racing, the obvious question is, does this feel like a super shoe? And the answer is sort of. It has that race shoe sensation, the foam, the shape, the way that it wants you to roll forward, but it doesn't feel like a stiff carbon lever. Instead, it uses Adidas's energy rods and gives you that spring, that structure that you need without making the shoe feel overtly rigid. And that's what matters on the trails, because on uneven ground, too much stiffness can feel awkward. This has super shoe energy, but without the rigid road running feel. The midsole is Lightstrike Pro, but Adidas updated it here. They've made it softer and they're claiming more energy return. And from a road runner's perspective, this part is key, because if you're used to something like the Pro 4, then you're used to that balance. Soft enough to protect your legs, but responsive enough to feel fast. And this feels like they're trying to do that within a trail context. It's not soft like a recovery shoe, it's forgiving, but it's still performance focused. One thing I didn't expect was how normal this shoe feels when you're not pushing the pace. With a lot of carbon plated road shoes, they feel best when you're running hard, and if you slow down they can feel a bit awkward. But with the Agravic Speed Ultra 2, you can run easy and it still works. Over the past month, I've actually had to use this a lot more than I expected. We've had snow, we've had ice, and when the conditions weren't ideal for road shoes, this basically became my everyday trainer. Not because it's some kind of comfort shoe, it isn't, but because it felt stable enough to handle rough conditions. And it meant that I could keep running consistently without worrying about grip, without worrying about slipping over. So though this is a race-focused trail shoe, I also think it's the kind of shoe that you can just use to get the work done when the weather isn't cooperating. But let's not forget that running fast is where this shoe really starts to make sense. It's built for speed on runnable trails, and that's where it comes alive. It's one of those shoes that makes it easy to pick up the pace without forcing you into it. And that matches its design intent. This line was created as a fast ultra distance shoe focused on energy return and downhill speed. So if your trail race is runnable and you want something that feels quick and efficient, that's exactly what this shoe is for. It's a trail race shoe that genuinely feels fast. Let's talk outsole. Continental rubber, so you get the grip that you would expect. But the bigger update is the lug design. They increased the lug length slightly, about 0.5 millimeter, and redesigned some of the midfoot traction. The original version was built for flow trails, but people started to take it into more varied terrain, and Adidas have leaned into that. So this isn't a deep mud shoe, love the white, but this is more capable than the first version. It's the kind of outsole that makes sense for fast running on mixed conditions, and for me, coming from road running, that versatility really matters. So the traction is improved, but it's still built for runnable terrain. So let's talk about the fit, and I think that this is one of the biggest improvements here when comparing it to the previous version. The sizing feels more predictable, it's just easier to get the fit right. Adidas has also widened the laces to improve comfort and lockdown, and they've focused heavily on heel hold, adding internal heel pods and using that slingshot style heel shape inspired by the Adizero road shoes. But uppers matter in a different way once you start running longer. It's not just comfort, it's whether anything becomes a problem over time. Lace pressure points, tongue movement, toe bang on descents, heel lift when you're tired. The improvements here are real, but I'd still treat the heel as a deciding factor. If you're buying this to race in, I'd do one thing immediately. Test it on a long run and test it on downhills, because small issues at mile 5 don't stay small at mile 25. So the fit is better, but the heel lock is still the deciding factor for me. Now we have to talk stability. This is a high stack shoe and it's designed to be dynamic. Adidas openly says that this isn't the most stable shoe, it's a speed shoe and stability is a trade-off. But they also say that stability is in line with the original, even with the softer foam. From a road runner's perspective, this is the part that you need to be honest about. If you're running runnable trails, it feels comfortable. If you're running technical terrain, or you're tired or sloppy late in a race, it could feel less confidence inspiring. This isn't a shoe designed to slow down and keep you safe. It's designed to keep you moving. The place that I notice trail shoes most is downhills, not when I'm fresh, but when I'm tired. On the road you can switch off a bit, on the trails you just can't. And this shoe feels like it's built for descending quickly. You get that sense that it wants to carry speed, but you need to be honest. It's stable enough for fast runnable descents, but it's not built to save you if you get sloppy on technical ground. So the confidence is there as long as the terrain suits. The interesting thing is that this isn't just a race shoe. It can be, and it probably should be, but because I've been using it on snow and ice, it's also become a practical tool. I wouldn't use it for every run in the summer, but as a winter trainer, a long run shoe and a trail race option, it's done more than I expected it to. So where does this fit into your shoe rotation? The way I think about it isn't, do I need a trail super shoe? It's what role does this fill in my shoe rotation? For me, it replaced two things: a winter road shoe when conditions were really bad, and a trail shoe that still felt fast enough for me to enjoy running in it. And that's why I've ended up using it a lot more than I expected. Here's the real question with this shoe: do you need a trail super shoe? Because this is not a daily trainer, it's not an all-round trail shoe, it's a race shoe. But if you're a road runner crossing over and you want something that feels familiar, fast, efficient and modern, this is one of the clearest options out there. It's basically Adidas saying, if you love Adi Zero on the road, here's the trail version. The only thing that you need to be sure of is that the heel works for you and that your trails suit the shoe. So here's the verdict. Buy if you're a road runner who wants fast trail shoes for runnable terrain and you want that super shoe style efficiency without the stiffness of a full carbon plate. Wait or try first if you're interested but you're unsure about the heel fit. This is the one part that I wouldn't gamble on. And skip if your trails are steep, rocky, technical, or you want maximum stability and protection more than speed. So yes, the Agravic Speed Ultra 2 is a bit of a puzzle. It's a trail shoe that makes more sense if you come from road racing. It's fast, it's efficient, but it's not a carbon plated lever. It's more forgiving than you'd expect, but it's still a race shoe. So that's the Agravic Speed Ultra 2, a trail shoe that probably makes most sense if you're coming from road running. You've been watching Race Day. If you've enjoyed this film, please like and subscribe. And if you're a proper trail runner and want to say something about this shoe, do leave us a comment below. Thanks for watching.